Hello, welcome back to my fifth video lecture on Python series. This is Charishma and let's start a discussion on how to open Jupyter Notebook in Anaconda, what is meant by indentation and comments in Python. In my previous video lecture, that is lecture number 4, we have discussed the step-by-step process of installing Anaconda in your Windows operating system. I highly recommend you to look into that video first and then proceed with the present one. Now we'll try to understand how to open Jupyter Notebook in Anaconda software that has been installed in our system. So first open your Windows screen and go to the Start button where you can find your Anaconda 32-bit folder. So once you click on it, you will be shown with Anaconda Navigator, Anaconda PowerShell prompt, and at the same time Anaconda prompt, Jupyter Notebook, Spider, etc. So here you are going to click on Jupyter Notebook. So once you click on the Jupyter Notebook, you will be navigated to a page something like this. Along with this, you will be navigated to a Jupyter Notebook in any of your existing browser. So opening your Jupyter Notebook in the browser, it doesn't mean you require your net connection all the time. It's okay if you don't have net connection also, still it will work fine. So now open Jupyter Notebook. So your page looks something like this. So where you have opened a new file. So here at the top end corner, you will be asked to, you will be given an option like you can go to the file and create new notebook. So you can see here this Python what you are using here is of version 3 point something. Okay, so here you will be provided with the lines where you can give your input lines and check your output lines then and there itself. So let's try to understand what is meant by indentation and comments in Python. So indentation is nothing but the proper representation of block of codes. So like how you can see, Python provides no braces to indicate the block of code. So where you give your block of codes, you usually give a set of statements or a block of codes in a class, function, or while writing your control statements like if else, while, for, etc. So let's try to understand the concept directly in the Jupyter Notebook. So you open your Jupyter Notebook and now you can see I'm trying to write a statement like if A is greater than B. So I'm using colon over here. So once I give colon and press enter, you can see by default the cursor has left 4 spaces and blinking somewhere here. So by default, though I did not give any spacing, but still the cursor has spaced itself to a convenient location. So now I can give my block of statements over here. So here I'm giving print statement, give A is greater. So this is how your indentation. So next, so once you give your if statement, your cursor will be somewhere here. So if you want to move back and give your next set of statements, for example, here if I want to give my statements in else, so what you have to do is press enter. So again it will be moving somewhere there and just press on backspace, then you will be starting with your first cursor point. Okay, so here you can give your else statement. So something like this, else give your indentation that is colon and then press enter. Again observe where your cursor is blinking. Now you give your print statement like B is greater. So this is how your indentation works. So what is the use of indentation, you could have understood. So this is helpful in making your representation of code in a much structured and organized manner. Let's try to understand the concept of comments in Python. So comments are used to explain the Python code like how you do in your other programming languages like C. So apart from that, so comments in Python is helpful in preventing the execution when you're testing your code. So let me try to explain the concept here itself in the same example what we have taken. So try to give your values first here. So let me give my value of a is equal to 20 and b is equal to 30. So what is my consideration over here? If a is greater than b, I want the print statement that is a greater to be executed, or else if a is not greater than b, then I want to say that b is greater. So if I execute, for execution process you have to use shift enter. Okay, so what happened here? Here 30 is greater than 20, that means b is greater than a. That's why my else statement got executed. So let me do one thing here. So first let me give the comment like put hash. So how to give your comment? Your comment should be represented using hash for single line. So this program is for finding greater number. Okay, so this is how I place my comment. You can see the color of the comment. So the color went on something like blue over here. So if in case I don't want my else statement under the execution process, like I want to remove the else part over here, so what I can do is use your comment hash. Okay, you can see once I've added the hash, the color of else has changed. That means this else is no more involved in your execution process. So let's try to check it. So how to check it? How to execute your program? You shift enter. So or else you have your run button over here, you can use that. So once you click on shift enter, so what happened over here? So the b value what you have entered is greater than 20. Here, as else is not involved in your part. Okay, so what is happening? A is greater than b, so this condition is not satisfied, so a is greater is not being printed. At the same time, you can see this print statement goes into if condition because your else has been removed, right? So this print is also considered for your if condition. So none of the print statement got executed. So let me check it now. So I'm going to change this portion. If b is greater than if a, so what is going to happen? Let's see. Let's use shift enter. Now you can check else is not involved over here, and here the if statement got satisfied, that is b value is greater than a. That's why both the print statements are working here. Okay, so now let's recheck the same concept by removing my hash, and now let's execute the program. So how is my output? A is greater. So what is clear over here is as my b value is greater, as my b value is greater, so this if statement print has been executed and else has been neglected. Okay, so what did you observe here? So this hash whatever we are using is helpful for removing a certain set of code lines in my program. So where is it useful means, so if you're trying to debug any concept in your program, so you need not directly go and delete the line and check whether the program is working or fine or not. Instead of that, you just place a hash in front of the line and check if that line has to be included, or else you just remove the hash and add the line back into your code. So this is how your comment hash is going to help you in your program. So apart from that, you have one more advantage, that is this comments is going to help you in explaining the block of code or the lines of code what you write. Okay, so what if you want to write more than one line of code in your Python. So what you have to do is, for example, I have, so let me open the Jupyter Notebook again. So if I want to write more than one line of comments, so there what you have to do is use triple quotes. So triple quotes. So your code will be displayed something like this. In this triple quote, you can add your comments like this is a Python program, and then press enter to find greater value and so on. So you can add as many lines as you want and go on in all your triple quote section. So you can see this entire portion is being taken in the form of red color. So that means this portion is not involved in your execution process. So one thing is very simple and clear. Your comments, so whatever you put either in hash or in triple quote, this will be taken as, this will not be considered for your execution process. So interpreter will not consider those lines for execution. In fact, it's going to ignore them. Hope you're clear with the concept. Stay tuned and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Thank you very much.